What's good, everyone? Welcome to London Boy Podcast. This is your host LDN. I'm here live with a few of my pals. We've got Ted in the building.
Hiya.
We've got Elzark in the building,
What are you saying?
and we've got Andy in the building.
Yo.
Today we're going to talk about a very opinionated, controversial topic,
Well, I wouldn't say it's controversial.
but it could be controversial depending on the
Well,
difference of
I
opinion.
guess, it is a touchy subject now. Yeah.
Bit of a touchy subject, and that subject is dating. And a quick disclaimer: all opinions of the speakers are just theirs, and they do not represent the opinion of the podcast.
Obviously, talking about dating.
Yeah.
How's dating been for you, LDN, during this lockdown?
Mate, during this lockdown, I'm not gonna lie, Elzark, dating has been absolutely crap.
It's zilch, isn't it?
Zilch.
No girls.
You can't meet anyone. You can't really do much apart from going on dating apps. But to be honest with you, that's all it's come to nowadays. It's all come down to dating apps. And that's a whole other subject on its own.
Well, during obviously we're in lockdown still, but
Yeah.
you can't see girls anyway. So at this time, it's not really important.
I guess it's more of a bonus, isn't it? You can't actually go out, but at least you can use, you can take advantage of some of the apps out there and just use that, talk remotely and stuff.
You say it, but I think the
FaceTime.
apps are shit.
Well, each their own, mate.
Nah.
I think apps nowadays are used for different purposes. So, let's say, for example, Tinder. I wouldn't say it's 100% for finding the dream girl.
No,
A lot of people use certain dating apps.
It's
Not-
you
not
know what I
Different
mean.
intentions.
Yeah,
It's
for different intentions.
Slump and dump.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I think there is different sides of looking at this one. I mean, I agree with you. There is people on there
What's
that
the
are
matter?
using dating apps for that purpose. What you mean? Just slump and dump, right, or whatever.
I think a couple
But
of
then,
us
do you know
in
what?
this-
I actually know somebody, in real life that actually married that person.
Yeah, but
From Tinder.
that's fucking rare, bro.
And I know it. And do you know what? There is people, I think it depends on the person. There is going to be people on there that are actually going to be looking for a real thing.
Yeah, but I know someone that's been married by getting pissed at the pub.
Yeah. And do you know what?
Yeah.
I might be even better. But what I'm saying is that, everyone's at their own, at their own opinion, and everyone's also on there for their own reasons,
Cool.
Well, for me personally, I've never ever met a girl off dating site, right?
Same here.
And even okay, maybe I have one or two, right? But it's not real.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You look at the pictures, you go, "Oh, she's nice."
Agree.
Or whatever, he's nice.
I
And
mean-
and then you meet them, and they're just fucking boring.
Yeah, and
Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh my god.
and that's the thing about dating apps like Tinder. That's another form of social media. If you want to look at it in that way.
It is social media.
And to be honest with you, from my experience, from what I've seen, girls on that app are very superficial. They won't match you unless you meet their unrealistic requirements.
No, they won't match you unless you have a picture of a Rolex on your
Of a
wrist.
Rolex, exactly.
You know what I mean? You're standing in a bathroom with a gold tap.
Or you're sitting in a Mercedes or a
Or
sports car, whatever.
You got your Rolex on the Lamborghini wheel.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think, you do get the materialistic people that look for that. And even they're even like it on social media, on Instagram.
yeah, but it's
everything's
not
all about
real.
impressing.
This online dating isn't real, mate.
yeah, it's all
It's
superficial.
not real. It's
Yeah, it's just
what's happened to just going out down the pub, going out? Do you know what I mean? And
Well,
just,
right now, mate, COVID.
yeah, obviously, but just
But
put yourself
when-
in a world where there's no COVID.
But to be honest with you, even in a world where there's no COVID, yeah, you might meet a girl in a bar, in a pub. You might even get their number, and you might even get lucky. But at the end of the day, because of this sort of generation, I feel like slut culture is very promoted. With like Amber Rose, Cardi B, a lot of women, they subscribe to that sort of culture, and it all becomes a whole one night stand sort of thing, in my opinion.
I think, I think there is a couple of sides to this. It's, two faces to a coin. You get some people that are, you know, are
Not
looking
all
for that,
cons.
and you get some people that are looking for something deeper and something more, you know, more real, you know, more like, for example, someone I know has actually got married to them, and as their wife, they actually met from Tinder, right? So again, it's depends on the person. It depends on who it is.
Yeah, but
Some people are looking for that. Some people aren't.
But realistically speaking, Ted, what's the likelihood that you're going to marry someone off Tinder?
I don't know,
What,
mate.
1 in 1,000?
Well, as
I
for
don't know.
youngsters, I think our intentions are very different to, let's just say, a single mum that is
Yeah.
over the age of 40, and she's somewhat got a life straight or whatever, and she's looking to settle down with
To
someone
settle
else.
down.
So their intentions will be different
Mm.
to a bunch of 20 to 30-year-olds. That you know what I mean?
Yeah, but, talking about dating, like, say, Ted, how's your experience of dating, bruv?
You mean
Do you know
during
what-
COVID or
no,
generally?
No, right. Dating, right? No, forget about COVID.
Yeah.
I'm on about generally. Like,
In general,
you know,
yeah.
Yeah.
how's it go?
I think, you know, in terms of, I mean, I'm speaking from a point of view of someone that is.
No, I want to hear your point of view.
Yeah, exactly. From the point of view of someone that is younger, I'm not, you know, I'm not someone that is older. And when I mean by older, I mean in their 30s or 40s. I'm someone that's in my 20s, right? So
Yeah,
I'm
but
talking in a point of view where, you know, I've had the times where I've gone out on a night out, and if I get lucky and I pull or you know, I will do that, and I've had some experience of it, but from my experiences, I've had more, you know, more luck. I've had more luck from apps like from Tinder, for example. You know, I think it depends on it's just the way you are and the way you work sometimes, and just luck in general. I think.
yeah, but is it worth it? Right now, at our age, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Wouldn't you rather? Is it worth going through the hassle of all of this crap when you rather be on your own? You know what I mean? Do your own thing instead of putting all this effort for a girl that's just gonna
Well, I
most
think,
likely
Well,
always.
Let's not
walk
forget
away.
about the fuck around aspect, because
Mm.
we're still all young here, and like I said before, the Tinder app is not, you know what I mean. As a 20-year-old, you're not using this Tinder app
To
to
get
then
married.
to get married.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if
you,
you look-
well, you say that
Depends on the person.
some people are.
you know, some people are, but I'm saying as a youngster, we're not looking for that. We're looking for swipe left, swipe right, right on all these girls to see how many matches we can get, and then
And funny enough, from you saying that, yeah, it's become a bit like fast food. You know, quick fix. Like people rather get that Big Mac in McDonald's drive-through rather than get, you know, the meal in, you know, in a classy restaurant. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's what dating's become. It's
Yeah.
all become fast food.
Right.
Everyone
I
wants
like
to.
that analysis.
Everyone wants to
slapdash.
slapdash. You know what I mean? Hit and dump, whatever, pump and dump, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but I think now dating, we're all very shallow, right?
Yeah,
know what
we
I mean?
are.
Yeah,
All,
Yeah,
as
but we're
humans,
say
we're not-
online
yeah.
dating, for example, we're judging someone just how they look.
Yeah, and that's another shallow. That's the other thing that adds to the fast food analogy.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
all judged on looks. What happened to the days of you meet someone in real life? Yeah, initially you're going to find them attractive, or you're not going to talk to them. But what the keeper is the personality, the convo,
Yeah,
what that person's about.
yeah, but then
you know?
you build up the courage to message this girl on online dating, right?
Yeah.
And then she comes back with the usual reply of, haha. What do you know what I
Very
mean? Just blunt.
Yeah,
Like, what's that about?
I think, yeah, I
Like,
think,
why are they on there, right? If they're just going to be like that. Like, why am I bothering?
yeah, I think I
Like,
understand.
what are you after?
I think I
Yeah.
understand that sort of point of view. It's almost that because, you know, if that woman or that man or whatever was in front of that said person that they were trying to talk to, you know, they're not to their face. They're not going to do that.
No.
You know? But because it's in front of a screen and you're not directly in front of you haven't got that social pressure or any sort of social respect directly in front of that person. It's much easier just to be rude.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really
so
is,
That
and-
means it adds a sort of barrier.
It does,
and
I
that
guess.
barrier makes it difficult for men. Obviously, I can only speak from the point of view of a man because I'm not a woman. You know what I mean? But from my experience, it's added that barrier. And then I've had days where I just think, you know what, screw this. I'd rather just focus on my own stuff. If I meet someone outside, I'll meet them.
Yeah, but let's ask you, right? How does it make you feel, right, when you go on Tinder, Bumble, whatever, you know, all of that? How does it make you feel when you spend your time looking at these girls and you like their pictures, right?
Mm.
Well, you like them. You like, let's just say you like 50 girls.
Yeah.
and you come back a few hours later, next day, you've got no matches. Do you know what I mean? How does that make someone feel? It sort of makes you feel like you're not good enough.
Hey, honestly,
And it's,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
I
Honestly,
understand
I'm just gonna keep it real. No sugarcoating. I've had days where I've been on Tinder. I've just been swiping for an hour. When I look at the phone, I'm thinking, shit, I just wasted a whole hour of my day. I literally just wasted it. Got no matches, got nothing out of that. And my time, it could have been allocated to do better things, more productive things that you're going to get value of. Even talking to you, I'd rather talk to my mates than waste an hour on a bloody app and not
Exactly.
get anywhere. You
But
know?
like it's like we sell this, right? You want to meet a nice girl and
Yeah.
you go on Tinder, right? You message these girls, but why is it now dating when certain people, say men, boys, say some of our lot, for example, when we're in a club, pub, social gathering, we haven't got the courage now to approach the woman.
Because
Yeah, but what's that?
it's become a thing where courage is built for a scream, and that's why I'm against social media, and that's why I'm against dating apps, because it takes away that sense of reality.
that's a good point actually, because I've even been in a situation where, I'd be in a club or I'd just be out having a good time with my friends before COVID, and it's almost that if you're having a good time and there happens to be a girl there, you end up getting chatting to.
It's not your intent.
It just
It
happens.
flows, innit? It just flows. And it happens.
It's almost like they're less likely to actually try it with you because they're simply there just to have a good time and not even to get to know anyone new. And that might be just because of social media. That it's so easy for them.
Exactly.
I'm talking in terms of someone that gets a lot of attention and is at the top of that social sort of image. That it's so easy for them just to talk to anyone they want. Why would they need to put the effort in when they go out?
And funny enough, you mentioned that. I have a lot of like older friends, older family members that their stories of meeting their girlfriend, wife, whatever. They've literally just been out with their friends. Their intent wasn't, yeah, today I'm going to go out. I'm going to pull this girl. I'm going to get that number. No, the intent was, oh, I'm going to have a good night with my friends. Oh, if it so happens I meet someone, I meet someone. And I feel like Tinder, dating apps, it's turned it into a thing of you're prioritizing meeting someone, and that comes from a very scarce mentality, and I just think that's not very positive in my opinion.
What do you mean by scarce?
Scarce as in like, oh, you're in a rush. You have to have this. You have to have that.
Well, you're there for that one.
You're
thing,
there for that
and
one
that's it.
thing, and
Right.
that's it. And that becomes
Yeah.
that makes you feel very shallow. To be
Right.
honest with you, and it is a very shallow
Well,
thing. when you
we're
think
all
of it.
guilty of being shallow.
We're all guilty of being shallow because we're human, but at the end of the day, we don't have to operate from a shallow from a shallow mindset. We can just operate of what happened to the days of I don't, you know what I mean. You don't have to need that thing. The way I see it, if it comes, it comes.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, when you think about our parents, for example,
Yeah.
things like dating apps weren't really a thing. You
Well,
might have had an agency, but the norm of it wasn't normalized really. It was
No.
more on a case of if you want to get somewhere, it just happened when you went out or you got to know someone at work or somewhere nice. And some say that's actually a nicer relationship to build from.
Exactly.
Some say it's not, but I do get that would be just because you're getting to know that person for who they are. You're getting you're seeing them in front of you. There's all the respect on the table because you're not going to just treat someone like crap.
No, you're
Majority of
not.
people aren't going to, but you haven't got this barrier of of quantity over quality like Tinder
That's
is.
a good way of putting it.
Because it's like, oh, all these people coming in my face. It's easier just to be rude or just to be light-hearted about it. But if someone's in your face, that aspect isn't really there. So.
Yeah, and even if you do match with someone, that's not even the catch because at the end of the day, let's say you do match with someone, like getting that person to respond with you and cooperate with you is a whole different story.
He was like,
How many times have you matched with someone and that person has ignored you or, like you said, give you blunt replies?
Yeah.
And to be honest, and that's where, in my opinion, it's just a waste of time.
Yeah. I think that's just the nature of the beast, really. With Tinder, is something that you use for a bit. I think you need to you know,
Tinder's
when you do use it,
crap.
it's something that you not don't think about it too hard. Just go on it for a bit, come off. That's it. You know, don't think about it too deeply. But I think ultimately, I understand. You know, like for example, Lou's point of view with when you go out, it's more of a real, more of a real way to meet someone. I do understand that point of view, and also I think it depends on the person. So there's kind of two ways to look at this. There's two ways, and there's two different types of people.
Yeah, definitely. And from my experience personally, I've never met anyone off Tinder. I've only really met people, women in real life or on Instagram or Facebook. You know, but dating apps are not my thing. They're not my cup of tea.
Either.
But almost like it's almost kind of like Instagram has become a dating app
It's,
In a way,
it's sort of a dating app.
because it's like it's you know some people might even use it for that reason.
I mean,
There's
me
that whole
personally,
quote sliding
I've had
DMs, right?
I've had a lot more success of sliding in the DMs, as they say,
Yeah,
than
Yeah,
having dating
matches,
sites.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've had about a 95% more success rate.
yeah, yeah. I mean, do you know what? Some people might even use it for that reason. You know, some people might, but it all comes down to the person. End of the day. Andy, what's your quote? What's your
What's your take on that?
take on that?
I
Mate?
see you're very intrigued.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
thinking
mean-
thinking hard about this one.
I mean, I don't really like Tinder. I've tried it before. Don't get no matches. And it ain't because I ain't clapped, but, you know, I personally prefer Instagram.
We're leaning.
I'm done.
Yeah, I guess so. So, what's your opinions about just dating in general?
Yeah,
in
like what
today's society.
like, do you think it's harder to date now than it was then?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel pressured or?
I don't know about that. I thought it was just easier to meet people because there was less social media. You had to go out to a pub and meet girls and boys or whatever you want to do. So there was no social media.
Well, it's harder now to date, say, a woman as a man, because a lot of girls are in love with themselves. They're
Yeah.
very vain.
Mm-hmm.
It just like people might as well date themselves. It's like they think they're so special.
Become that
They're
sort
like,
of
oh,
thing.
look at me, look at me. It's like, love, you ain't that.
Yeah.
You ain't. Do you know what I mean? You ain't that great.
And there's a quote out there that 80% of women, they want the top 20% of men.
Yeah.
So like, let's say like a normal, even a plain, you want to put it that way, even a plain Jane, she feels entitled to date a Drake or Marcus Rashford, a football player. A normal guy, you know, working a 9 to 5, doing his best, isn't enough. You know, if you're a regular guy in their delusional mindset, your class is a lame, or your class is broke.
Yeah, but it's.
So I just feel like they're just operating with a lot of unrealistic expectations.
I think as well, you know, people get some girls or some men can kind of get like kind of picks really, you know, because for example, if you're in a popular position on Tinder or Instagram, and you've got multiple people coming up to you, you've almost got pickings, you know.
Yeah.
So you're more light-hearted about. You haven't got to deal with these people directly to face. So you're more light-hearted. You can easily just ignore them, or people could even be rude. You know what I mean? That's kind of negatives a bit, but you know, there's like I say, there's a couple ways to look at it, and that's the way it is.
Yeah. So as a young man in his say early 20s to mid 20s, do you think you should really be looking to get into a relationship or focusing on dating in general, or do you think that as a guy in his 20s, you should just focus on what you want to do in the future, such as career, investments?
Well, as a
What do you
man
think
in
of
his early 20s, I want to focus. I want to focus on myself,
Exactly.
and and I want, if I meet a woman, a nice someone I like, I want them to respect the fact that I'm trying to focus on myself and my future and what I want. I don't want to feel pressured and into what they want and doing this and that, going out here and there. I need someone to respect me for what I want and what I'm trying to get for my life.
Exactly, and that's the sort of point of view that I've taken of myself. To be honest with you, I'd rather just focus on my career, build my wealth, save, And in the future, when I get to that level, when I level up within myself, not even just financially, mentally, physically, then I'd be in a better position to date. Rather than now, if you're just, if you've got your whole life ahead of you, you've got your whole career ahead of you, can you really afford to go out there and date? Is it really reasonable?
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I've actually never been on a date.
Never.
Well, what do you class as a date?
Like meeting let's say you meet someone at a bar, you get their number. Oh, let's go out for a drink next week, or even meet someone online,
Or a walk.
or go out for a walk.
Also, that's classed as a
Yeah,
date.
meeting
Fuck
someone.
me, then of course I thought a date was like
It doesn't have to be going out for dinner or whatever.
like you go out for dinner and
Meeting someone
that
is a
bullshit.
date, innit? Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck me. Oh.
I think some people there's like the very American way to look at it, right? In the American mindset, it's all like on the movies, right? Hollywood, they go like they does some romantic sort of speech. The guy comes out to the woman, they go to some like
Drive-in
restaurant,
cinema.
or they go to some restaurant with the violin music and they're having a meal and sitting down. Realistically, I don't think that really works. I think you're better off going somewhere that's just, from my experience, someone that's more casual and free. You haven't got to worry about what you say. You can just be yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the thing about today's society. I feel like you're discouraged to be yourself because you have to live up to a certain expectation.
Well, quickly, I want to ask you all the question,
All
right?
right, go on.
Talking about dinner dates.
Mm,
You're on a date. This is your first date with a woman.
yeah.
Should the man pay, London?
Ooh.
First date. Should the man pay for the first date?
All right, I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite. I feel like you shouldn't. I feel like you should. The first date should be half and half. But I have paid. I have paid for first dates.
Yeah, we're all guilty of that.
We're all guilty of that, and even the fact that I paid for the first date. Obviously, dinner dates aren't cheap. The same girl I took out the next day or next week would say, I'm not looking to date. I'm not interested." So so that girl has just wasted my time, energy, and money. So that's why now I'm a bit more, how you want to put it, a bit more stingy, a bit more reserved.
Well, Ted,
Well,
should the man pay fully for the first date?
I think like it depends on the person and also in sort of what sort of mindset you've got. If you don't mind, you don't mind. But me personally, I feel like you should always be half and half. I'm personally, I'm not looking for someone that just that is just gonna have to let me pay for everything. I want to find someone that has got like a real drive to do something in their life, for career, for terms of a job or anything like that. I'm not looking to be a person that's going to be a sponsor for my wife.
Sponsor or a crutch. Or
No,
like that.
and in that mindset of things, and even today, it's equal rights in everything. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's because of that reason. I'm not going to pay for everything. I think it should be just a 50-50 situation. And if they're not okay with that, maybe we're not a match. But it's all everyone's opinion, and it's everyone's what people want to do. But personally, I don't feel like you have to. And there is the people out there, man or women, that are going to just go out for someone because of their money. From a man's point of view or a woman's point of view, it's just how
Very
it is.
sad reality.
All right, hold on. And then should the man pay for the first date?
Well, I'm a bit more old-fashioned, traditional, so I do think. Well, saying that, I think if you definitely like this girl, and this girl likes you too. I know it's a first date, so you don't know each other that well, but I personally think the man should pay for the first date, maybe even the second date, and then when you start to getting to know each other more, then I think it should be 50-50. I think that's fair. But I'm just a bit old-fashioned like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing about old fashioned. Like, I used to be like that, old fashioned, but then it goes back to me when I was younger. I thought that dating was like a Disney movie. You know how they portray it in the films.
Hollywood.
You're gonna be
American.
You're gonna be with that person for the rest of your life. Blah blah blah. But in those Disney movies, they haven't got Instagram. They haven't got Tinder. They haven't got OnlyFans.
The reality is you're gonna go on thousands of dates before you meet, quote unquote, the one.
Yeah, you got to wear different
if that
suits
even
until
exists.
you find
But
one that
I'm
fits.
talking about first impressions here. I'm talking about your first ever date, your first or second date. I think as a first impression is quite important. So I think you paying on that first date is gonna just I don't know.
Yeah, but then you say that.
Or...
Yeah, but then you say that you pay for the first date. There's a lot of girls, women now that just expect.
It
They
became
expect.
expectation,
So you pay for the first date, you pay for the second.
Yeah, and that's it.
You're paying, and then you end up paying for everything.
Well, no, that's
And
that's
then,
up
and
to
then,
you.
yeah,
Then.
but then you don't pay for it, and you're slated. You
Well,
know,
no,
you're broke. You're a poor man. This is your wage. We're judged now a lot, especially by a lot of women.
Yeah, but this is up to the man then, because if a girl is prepared to put you in that situation, then you leave that situation unless you're happy to do
She's
that
not right for
and
you.
be whipped up.
Then she's not right for you, maybe.
Yeah, then it's a clear. That's like to me, that's clear that this girl's a bitch or whatever. I wouldn't
Oh, man,
I wouldn't
yeah,
want to
whatever
be. Yeah,
situation.
I wouldn't be with someone like that. But I'm just talking as a first and second date. I think I'd pay the first and second date, and then if she's not offering to pay, then fuck her off. You know
I've even been personally. I've been on a date before where, I've gone to a pub to have some food to drink, and then I've went to pay, and the girl was like got a bit funny about it and be like, no, actually no, we'll go halves on this. Like
I've had that a
women,
lot.
some women actually just they want that sort of mutual sort of 50-50 respect, and that's what they want, and they're happy to pay. 50-50, and do you know what? I respect that too.
What about this?
Depends on the person.
If it's like if it's a first date and then the girl offers on the first date,
No, I wouldn't allow it.
you wouldn't.
I
Would you?
would-
Would you
no,
pay
I-
then? You'd pay on the first date if she offered. So she was nice. Like,
Well,
she was like,
yeah, I would. But I would pay the first date.
yeah.
I just would.
So I think that's good.
I'd do 50-50 personally.
No, if I like the girl, if I can see it's going nowhere, and then I say, oh, let's split it, and they're like, no, do you know what I mean? Then it's a definite. All right, do you know what I mean? This person.
If they're funny about
a
even
prick.
paying anything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, in that situation, just to avoid an argument, I'll just pay it and then I'll be out. I probably wouldn't speak to them again, but each their own,
Yeah, but then it just goes back to the point of dating. Like, you pay either way. If you don't pay on the first date, you pay on the third date.
Well, that's it. We're judged now. A lot of us, on our job and our career and our money.
What you do, yeah.
Like, we won't get chosen unless we have that certain job, unless we drive that car,
social status,
unless we wear that shitty pair of trainers. That, do you know what I mean?
It's ridiculous because sometimes I always talk to my friends about it. Oh, I wish I grew up in the 80s. There was none of that social media crap. There was none of those sort of expectations. You could just meet a girl outside and just get on with it,
Well, I mean, I'd go even further back to say that 40s, 50s, and 60s, where you'd go to a dance. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but back in those days, they just came out of a war, so no one really had money to pay.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. That's what I'm saying.
Matter.
It doesn't matter about money.
It shouldn't
no,
matter about money.
It shouldn't.
And that brings it back to personally, I think the best dates are just to get to know someone. It's something casual, even just a walk. Going for a walk somewhere, or just doing something that doesn't involve any peer pressure or expectation to say something right, or in a situation.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If I was going on a date, right, I think dinner dates are shit. I'd rather do something like go-karting or...
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Add
Something
a bit
fun.
of adventure to it.
Yeah, something active. Go ape even.
Yeah, there is people like that. There is girls that are into that. And vice versa,
It's like, but a lot of girls, like, I say this, let's do this, and they're like, no, no, don't do that. It's
all right,
fucking how boring.
Yeah. I guess so. Everyone's different, but I feel like as a collective, us men are judged on superficial reasons: money, looks, drip, clothes. And it's a double standard in my opinion. I feel like men are judged on a double standard. A woman really, she might put effort in, but a man has more pressure to put effort in. And that's what I've experienced personally. Not everyone has gone through that.
You gotta be the funny guy. You got to be, everything you say has got to be funny.
Everything you say has to be cool, has to be funny, and it's ridiculous. Why can't you just be yourself?
Because it's not good enough.
Because it's not good enough.
And it never will be.
And that's just messed up. That just puts some people off dating completely.
Yeah, Randy, you don't like dating, do you?
No, I don't mind dating, but
Well-
I'm not in a mindset right now to date. No.
Yeah, but
Why is
why?
that?
Yeah, why is that? Like,
Why?
well, what's
Well,
putting you
I'm
off?
20. I'm 22 years old.
Forget about COVID. Like, why?
Yeah, I know. I'm 22 years old. I want to focus on my career first
Mm.
and get my money up.
Well,
And
do
then-
you feel like that if you're talking to someone, it's distracting you from what you need to get to, objectively, like for your career?
Yeah,
Um,
you,
Distract-
you
it's a
get
distraction.
you get sidetracked.
I wouldn't.
Definitely.
Do you think that?
I wouldn't say it's like
Andy?
a major like distraction, but personally, don't get me wrong.
You say it's not, but there's been times we've been out, we've had the night of our lives, and you haven't come out because you've been watching Bambi with so and so in bed.
What are you talking about?
Well, there's been nights we've gone out, right?
Yeah.
And you said you can't come out, and you've missed out on a great time because you'd rather spend it,
With a bird.
yeah, with a girl.
I don't recall that.
Bare times, but we're all guilty of it.
I mean, yeah, come on, we've all done that at least once or twice.
Yeah,
you know.
guys, I'll
I
be-
wouldn't say. I
The
wouldn't
point,
s-
the point I'm trying to make is,
Yeah, I've done
from
that.
my
it
personal
makes you
experience.
sacrifice.
No,
your other
not that.
aspects of your
No,
life
but the
as
point
well.
I'm trying to make is, fuck's sake, I forgot what I was to say now.
Basically
A lot of
yeah.
a lot of girls are controlling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you get
And
controlled.
then they stop you going out.
I've been controlled.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's to. I don't think I've ever been controlled to that amount where it's stopping me from having fun or going out with my mates. Yeah, every now and then, I might be forced to stay in by the ex missus, but I
Mm.
wouldn't say that's a massive issue. I mean, if it's like every weekend, like your mates are going out, and then you've got your bird there, and then she's always having a go at you for not letting you go out, then I'd say that's a major problem. But that's always down to you. Like, you don't have to listen to her.
Mm.
Or if she's that deep about it, then just fuck her off.
I guess this is now going more into actually being in a relationship
Yeah.
Yeah.
now.
It's a good next step.
And you know, I feel like that is definitely a thing because I've definitely, if we go into this a little bit, because I've definitely been in a situation where, you know, I might have even been out with my friends, you know, at maybe a party or out on a night out, and you know, the ex-girlfriend or someone who I was with, you know, she was actually, perhaps maybe there was a bit of jealousy there, or it was the distrust
Trust.
where she actually wanted me to actually just go home back to her, right? You know,
Yeah.
and I've actually been in a situation where she would be calling me a lot, or calling me and spam calling me and stuff over at night, and I've actually had to leave, and I've left, you know, to go back to her, and because it's just, I'm just like,
See,
oh.
I thought that's too much.
And now, you know, I think that there is a situation where you need to be with someone that has that trust, you know, where you can do what you want to do, she can do whatever she wants to do, or he, whatever. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah, even myself, I was in a long-term relationship when I was younger, and it ended when I was 18 years of age. And it's so funny that when I was 18, I never went clubbing and enjoyed myself with my friends. I started going out a lot when I was 19 and I was single, so I missed out probably a good year of my life of just going out, having fun with your friends, doing what you're meant to be doing when you're young, you know?
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. What's your take on that, Lou? Do you think, have you ever been controlled?
Yeah,
Or,
of course,
know,
of
do you know
course,
what I mean?
of course I have.
Are you the type that would control somebody, or
No,
you know, what's
of
your,
course I've been controlled.
what's your mindset on that? You know, that whole area.
What, controlling?
Yeah,
in a
being controlled, controlling
relationship,
someone. You know, what's it all down
Yeah,
to?
I mean, for example, it's not technically controlling, but you know, past relationships. Let's just say my girlfriend at the time. Let's just call them
The ex.
Bob, yeah, or the ex, yeah. So they've uploaded an Instagram picture, right? And because I haven't liked it in the first 45 seconds and commented fire love hearts, so beautiful, oh my god, marry me. I am then in an argument and my night's ruined. And I'm getting phone calls, I'm out,
Yeah.
you know, with the boys.
She's
I've been
crying,
through that.
Yeah, she's crying.
but in a
And
situation,
she's, you know, it's like, oh my god, why are you letting social media control how people look at us? It doesn't
Yeah.
fucking matter if
Crazy.
I like or comment on that picture or not.
crazy.
Like, I just don't care
It's crazy.
about that.
I know exactly how you feel. I've had times when I've been out with my friends, haven't seen them in a while, and yeah, some sort of nonsense occurs on Snapchat, or
It's always something small.
there's
as
always
well.
some sort of little
It's
bit of
something
nonsense,
ridiculous.
and then that ex missus or whatever, she'll amplify it, and then when you're out, you're meant to be out having a chill time. You're literally constantly taking aggressive phone calls,
Yeah,
or looking at your phone, responding
Yeah.
to messages, fucking writing Harry Potter books to explain yourself.
exactly,
You know?
exactly.
Oh, like, yeah, it's fucking nonsense, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Exactly, and
It's
you just want to
unnecessary.
Expelliarmus them off.
Literally.
Yeah,
It's-
it's,
Oh,
you know what
no.
I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it can happen both ways, But I hear about on TV or on before where you get the controlling boyfriend in a relationship. You can most definitely get the controlling girlfriend in that situation, and I've definitely been in that situation before. But
I think we all
again,
have.
depends on the person. Depends on the situation.
yeah. All right, guys. What do you think of simp culture?
Sim culture.
Can we define a simp first?
A simp is someone that for example, they'll follow an Instagram model. Well, not. It doesn't even have to be an Instagram model. It'll have to be a regular girl that has, I don't know, 4,000 followers, whatever. And they'll literally slide into the DMs. Oh my god, you look so beautiful. Just comment nonsense on their post. Love heart, like love struck faces. Oh, I'll drink your bath water.
Oh,
I think that
yeah.
type of shit. I define that as a simp.
Yeah, yeah. All
Right.
The things with sim culture, it's now stopped a lot of boys and men. You know, it's made them scared to compliment a woman.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be called a simp. Like, I've called a girl, pretty once or beautiful, and I've been called a simp.
Mm,
And it's like, what?
it's ridiculous.
It makes some men, boys, a bit
Yeah.
scared to say something.
To say something.
And then you get judged for not saying something.
And I feel like those simps, that there's even cases where they'll probably transfer a girl they don't know money, just because they think that along the line they'll get somewhere with her. And I feel like those group of men have made it difficult for regular guys that just want to get to know someone, because now a lot of these women, because of those men that are coming the majority, they've got easy pickings now.
But no, simps in general, they're fucking weird.
And what do you mean by that? What do you mean by they're weird?
Do you know what I mean?
How they're weird?
I'll look at
What, just sort of?
No, just
I'll look at a girl's. I don't know. Just say the comments come out and the girl's picture, right?
Oh, you
Yeah.
see them commenting
Yeah,
and
and
saying,
they're like, "Oh my god."
"Oh, what
Blah, blah, blah.
publicly
Yeah,
speaking
like
about?"
ring emojis, love hearts, and
Like that. Okay.
yeah.
do you know what I mean? And they
Right.
But
send.
isn't that just showing support though, as like from a girl's perspective?
Yeah, but is
right?
that normal to beg at someone's feet?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not begging. It's just. I don't think it's that deep. I think it's more of just a.
Well, would you personally go on a girl's
wouldn't.
picture? Exactly.
No.
Why not?
Because I think that's
Why
weird.
not? Because it's weird. Exactly. It's
No,
fucking
no.
weird.
But I'm on about. Yeah, but I feel like it's different. Like, I wouldn't. Ted, yeah. So let's just say, right. This is my friend Ted, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's uploaded a picture. I wouldn't then. Let's just say he was at that recording a video of him doing bench press or something. Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't then comment saying, "Look at him go," or something like that. I'd be like, "Nice biceps, mate." I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I
Okay,
feel like
okay.
as a girl, like it's very common that you go
to
on,
get
like,
compliments.
to see all these like Queen, Bay, and like all these.
Yeah, but we're not on about
Exes.
girls competing girls.
We're on about men pedestalizing women they don't know. Like, oh my god, you're a goddess. Yeah, the girl might be beautiful, but it doesn't mean that you've got the right. You should gas them up to the point where they look at you as if you're dirt. Because so many men have put them on a pedestal. Yeah, you're a goddess this, goddess that. They have their heads up their asses now.
Well,
I think you do
Yeah.
get men and women that are very materialistic and very they've got such a high
Ego.
image standard for
They got a
themselves,
big ego
right?
as well.
But you know what? I know
Yeah.
a lot of people that aren't like that. Especially like after I left school, there's a lot of people that I realised that they weren't quite up themselves. There's always and there's always a lot of girls and obviously some men as well that afterwards you realise, because the people that are up themselves are the loudest. You know,
Mm.
on social media or when you see them, they're the ones that have got everyone's attention. But you know,
Yeah.
when you actually look into it or when you think about it in the bigger picture, there is a lot of people that aren't quite like
Oh,
that.
like that.
You know,
Oh,
and I think some people might think that everyone's like that because of them select few that
because of
are
what they
allowed.
see. Yeah.
Do you know what I
because of
mean?
What they see.
And you know, and I think again, it's just some are like that, some aren't. You know, I think there's just a mix. But social media in general, I think it's got some positives and it's got some negatives. You know, that's some of the
Yeah,
negatives.
but I think in terms of dating, it's probably majority of it is probably negative. You know, I'd pick any day. I'd pick meeting a woman out on a night out, meeting a woman on holiday rather than sliding into someone's DMs and meeting them. I'd rather pick the real life option.
You say that again, but do you have the courage to approach a woman on a night out?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I haven't got an inferiority complex, but I think I'm pretty confident. You know, maybe, but you know what's happened before on a night out. I've approached I must have approached a woman on a night out, yeah, and there's always that that ugly friend, you know what I mean of that
the beefcake.
Princess Fiona,
Yeah.
Shrek, yeah. Mate, she'll literally no, bro. This has happened to me on more than 2 occasions. Yeah, she'll literally jump in the middle. No, she's not interested. Not interested.
Like, what's that about?
Like, what's that all about, bro? Come on. Right.
She's making a mind up
the
for
cock
her.
blocking through.
Yeah, the cock
Yeah.
blocking, bro. That's fucking annoying, man.
I think you're always going to get
Yeah.
that, but at the same situation, you know, I think you got to remember that girls don't have to say yes. You know,
No,
their,
of course
they've got their own opinion of it.
Every
but,
right to say no.
I know,
but
but
yeah, I guess when someone makes their mind up,
you
for
get
them,
me
it's a
though.
bit-
Yeah, you get me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can say yes, you can say no. I don't care. I'm good either way. But if I'm gonna get rejected, let her do the rejecting for me.
Yeah, man.
Why does Oompa Loompa have to do the rejecting?
Why does
for me?
beefcake have to get
Yeah,
involved?
bro.
Yeah.
Like, you get me, man. It's bloody annoying, man. But it is what it is, I guess.
I mean, me personally, I wouldn't approach any woman in a club, pub anymore.
Why not?
Why? Because every time I try it,
Yeah.
it's just,
Rejection.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I haven't got my Rolex on. I left it at home.
Mm.
You know,
You're not wearing your Armani suit.
I parked my
Yeah.
Lambo outside, but my chauffeur must have taken it away,
Oh,
so I
yeah.
can't show you. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, wrong place, wrong time, eh?
It's just so
Yeah.
materialistic. I mean, it hasn't failed every time, but it's just. I mean, that's just life, isn't it? That happens. Do you know what I mean? Rejection's normal. That's always
you get
been
your
that
wins,
way.
you get your
It's
losses.
always been that way. But
Always been that
But
way.
what about the situation in terms of like if you're you know if you're just you know there's a girl in the distance you might vice versa men or women whatever you're gonna go up to them and you're gonna just be like just sort of butt in and just say a line or say something to get their attention it might be perceived as you just being a bit rude but alternatively you could do something where you're in a situation where you're in a smoking area in a pub or a club or something like that. And you're having a conversation and in a few different groups of people, and do you know what? Maybe your groups end up talking to each other, and then sort of draw closer to somebody else, man or woman, whatever. In that situation, you might not be perceived as rude, right? So that situation might work in terms of you just getting to know someone as a person.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean? I think there's different situations where you can think of it in a certain way as them just being materialistic or just thinking of you as just someone that's being rude. You know what I mean?
So,
based on the situation that you're in.
Yeah, it's all based on the situation. But have you noticed as well that going up to a girl in the street or in a coffee shop, it's classed as weird.
Yeah,
straight out the back, you're a weirdo.
or
There
there
has to be some sort of vice connecting you, whether it be a
has
disco.
to be a motive.
There has to be a motive.
Yeah,
For you to get that sort of green card to make advancements,
I get what you mean.
Coffee shops. Well, Amsterdam, yeah? Man,
No,
that's
you
mad.
don't really go coffee shops in Amsterdam to move to girls, do you?
No, but
Yeah.
that's another subject right there, innit?
Yeah.
Miss them days.
But yeah, soon enough, hopefully, we'll be able to go out, and maybe after this lockdown, we might have a difference of opinion. You never know.
Well, I personally think when this lockdown ends, right, and we're allowed in clubs, pubs, whatever the fuck, bars, just take your fucking chances,
Yeah.
and it'll work. Do you know what I mean? Because people realise now that fuck me.
Things might have been
Do
changing.
you know what I mean? I might be able to pull an 11 out of 10 now, right this second.
Yeah, you never know.
Do you know what I mean? It's just
It's all luck of the draw, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
But when we get out, just fucking get over it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Do you want to end this call? Do you want to end this one and go move to the next subject?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
I feel like it's been 40 minutes now, or it's been.
All right, fuck off.
Right, so we'll move on to the next one. I think we're stuck with.